Hello everyone, Foul Play here, and we are back for another round of Green White Bogles, doing a whole league here. So this is a list I'm doing at the moment. The metagame, it's got a little bit of combo in it, some big decks like Trom, a lot of aggro like Scourge and Prowess decks, and a decent amount of Skyclavers decks as well, Skyclave Apparition that is. So needless to say, I'm running a decent amount of life gain. I've got 4 Daybreak Coronets over here, and I've got 2 Spirit Links over here. Now, Spirit Link is a different form of life link to Daybreak Coronet. It's a trigger, it goes on the stack. So you can effectively gain 2 times the amount of life that your damage would deal, or 3 times the amount of life, and then that allows you to kill Scourge of the Skyclaves pretty nicely. Evasion, we've got the 4 Griff Moons, and we've got the 1 Spirit Mantle. Spirit Mantle has the added benefit of being 2 CMC, protection from creatures, like it can stop our core Spirit Dancer from getting bounced against humans with the Reflector Mage. Then we've got 5 instances of Totem Armor. We've got Hyena Umbra here, which gives First Strike and Totem Armor. The highlight tool doesn't seem to want to make the card larger for me. And we've got Spider Umbra over here, which gives 1/1 Totem Armor Reach. Now there is still a decent amount of like Destroy All CMC with converted mana cost of 1 effects around Blast Zone, Ratchet Bomb, O-Stone. We've also got the Heroic Intervention in the sideboard for that. Just bring it over here, yep. So permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn and hexproof until end of turn. Surprisingly, it's quite strongly placed as a card. Other than that, usual staples of Rancor, Ethereal Armor, your creatures, 20 lands. I'm running like 4 fetches, all of which are Windswept Teeth. Then full sets of Temple Garden, Razorverge Thicket, Horizon Canopy, 3 basics, and the Dryad. So jump it into a league. Alright, so match 1, we won the Durrell, and this is reasonable looking hand. We're sort of an aura light and a land heavy, but we're going to keep it anyway. Pretty darn strong. Suppose if our opponent is like a traditional Jund deck, we've got an Unthought Seizable creature that we can play on our turn 3, or play around Liliana on their turn 3. Storm, yuck. Gross. Oh, blue-red Prowess. Okay, this is fine. This is actually pretty good for us. I mean, I'll offer my opponent the Mutagenic Growth here. If they want to take it, we have Path in Response, so that's fine. Alright, so opponent going to combat and attacking. I'm just going to check the wording on Light Up the Stage, see if it's them dealing damage or us losing life. Because I can actually prevent my opponent from doing Light Up the Stage here, potentially, which would be good. Alright, so it's if an opponent lost life. I could have avoided this by my opponent. I could have avoided this if I took the 1 damage off Horizon Canopy last turn. So yeah, this is Light Up the Stage. It's off of Lost Life for Speculate. So there's the wording. Far out. Alright, well, get rid of this Soul Scale Mage and put some lifelink down and start attacking for a bunch. Ramping my opponent might not be the best thing, but our life total is pretty high. Alright, now we're just winning. We kept like a pretty medium hand, and we drew, you know, the Razorverge Thicket into an extremely good aura to allow us to attack for 8 lifelink on turn 3 while we're on the play. So, I mean, it's just a really good turn for us. Opponent's still playing it out. Okay. We're pretty safe to chump block here. We've got the high number down, which gives us totem armor. Alright, so opponent's not interested in attacking. Loses these 2 lava darts. Have you ever seen something so beautiful? And we draw the Grispan. Alright, cool. Sure, these are the sorts of games that infuriate our opponents when we just have everything. Alright, bargain. So what's really important against these Prowess decks is bringing in... Oh, that's against the mono white Prowess deck, actually. This is a green one. Sorry, this is a blue one. Give me a sec. Alright, so this list typically has burn spells. I think they sometimes have Blood Moon. I'm not really going to hedge around that. I suppose I'm going to bring in Leyline. I normally don't bring in Leyline against the Prowess decks, contrary to like everyone's popular belief that it's amazing. We'll test it here, I suppose. Usually against the Prowess decks, it's their creatures that kill you. I've already got full 4-path in the main deck, so we're pretty set for dealing with our opponent's creatures. But the burn spells deal pretty medium amounts of damage and don't really do much. Alright, this is a really good hand. We're going to keep. We can take, you know, like 1 damage from our mana base as well, while still getting a decent turn 2 play, so keep this. Postboard, we do have to be concerned about Spell Pierce as well. Did our opponent miss a land drop? Alright, that's pretty good for us. So just take the damage here, and then we'll apply full pressure with the Ethereal Armors next turn. We're not in a position where we really need to block right now, I don't believe. I don't think we want to put auras on the second creature. 5 this turn, 8 next turn, 8 the turn after, so that's 3 attacks, we can kill them. So by turn 5, I guess we just hope that our opponent is land screwed for a bit longer, so that their damage is really nerfed down. Attacking in for 4. So that'll put us to 11. I guess our life total's sort of pressured now. Gut shot? Okay. Alright, so we have a chump blocker here. We have 8 damage here, which is unblockable unless they get the, is it Stormwing something or other? The blue flying creature that scries 2 when it enters. So I'm just going to chump block, give him the chance. Alright, opponent concedes. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. So it's be like a good reason to play Bogles at the moment if you want to beat up on these burn decks that are running around. The Scourge decks are slightly trickier, but that's why I'm packing the Spirit Links again. Traditionally, I don't play them, but I think they're pretty well placed at the moment. Alright, so match 2, we won the die roll again, up against Chibi Crow. And hand is amazing, let's keep it. Dude, running hot today, let's go. So they've gone Rakdos. They might be the Jun Prowess deck. Bomat Courier. Okay. And we're just gonna go ahead and race as best as we can. Attacking for 5 is pretty good. Definitely good. Rancor means if our opponent's looking to chump block us, they're going to have a bad time. Now we'll see if they have the discard spell, or if we'll be resolving the Daybreak. They just going for black mana there. Interesting. Another Bomat Courier. Alright, I think we just win. At risk of stating the obvious right now. Cool. Easy life. Alright, so... It's a Rakdos version. Let's definitely bring in the ley lines now. These discard spells are something we don't want to muck around with. I'm just going to remove the Spirit Dancers as well. This version has Fatal Push as well, so Spirit Dancer goes down an extra notch. More than normal. They could be running Blood Moon, but from their mana base with the Wooded Foothills, I'm thinking they're probably on like Jun colored Prowess with the Tarmogoyfs. So I think the 3-color version of the deck's probably unlikely to be running Blood Moon. I guess if we bring in ley lines, force of vigors there, they do target the Bomat Couriers as well as the Blood Moon, so that would be reasonable. Alright, and we have a hand with Painless Mana and Daybreak Coronet in it, so we're going to keep. Opponent mulliganing to 6. Here if they mulligan to 5, here if they Thoughtseize us, they can't take our creature, at least. Unless they have like Dark Ritual into triple Thoughtseize, right? Bogles targeting the top of their own library. Playing the Wooded Foothills, cracking it, so they don't like what they see. We got the Blood Crypt, and is it black or white? Okay, well, goodbye Daybreak. Do have a handful of guys, opponent down to 2 cards. And at 17 life. Oh, sorry, 15 life here. So, in the interest of my opponent boarding in something random like Plague Engineer, alright, I was saying let's play the Bogle, because it plays around getting like 2-for-1 with creatures, but looks like our deck wants to even those odds out a little bit. Run hot for 3 games and then get a super awkward hand. Alright. I guess it would have been good if we had Leyline out, but our opponent's mulligan, so we should still be in a very, very strong spot. Action. Show me action. That's not action. Boo. I guess we can also play around Kozilek's Return here by not playing a creature at all. I probably should have played the Windswept Heath if that's the line I'm going for. These decks do run Kozilek's Return. Heroic Intervention is not good against that card because it doesn't target, obviously. I guess the Indestructible part works. as long as our opponents don't have Soul Scour Mage, but that's a bit of a like if but maybe. Alright, Unearth. So this is a more traditional Rakdos list. Alright, well, opponent I guess a bit unfortunate with what their deck is doing. They must have blanked a few times. Definitely not a strong hand. Not a strong hand, so a bit of a free win there due to our opponent's inconsistencies. And on the board is 2-0. So, match 3 here. Finally lost to Doro. This hand's looking pretty unexciting. Let's look for something better. Alright, here we go. Let's keep this one. And I think I'll just bottom the Razorverge Thicket here. If my opponent like makes me discard my creature, I can get a Dryad Arbor this way. Sort of taking a bit of damage to do it, but I guess that'll have to do. Actually, discarding the planes would have been better. Alright, we find an extra removal spell. I guess our opponent's doing Opt or Fatal Push here. Darkslick Shores. Hopefully it's not Ad Nauseam. Hopefully it's something janky instead. Alright, so Opt-in response. Putting that card on top. So blue-black. Interesting. Let's run out our weaker auras here first. We'll go with Hyena Umbra. Hopefully this resolves. If it does, we play Grispoon. If it doesn't, we play Ethereal. Remand. Okay. Well, I mean, if they have the Liliana, they blow us out, but there's no playing around that anyway. Remand with Darkslick Shores. Alright, let's just apply all the pressure. It's interesting that they're using Remand with Darkslick Shores. Typically, if your opponent runs like one of these fast lands, they don't want to be like a big control deck, because control decks don't want their lands coming into play tapped on like critical turns. But this opponent, and remands typically if you're like a large combo deck that wants to just tempo your opponent slightly into like a really big late game. So it's odd that our opponent is on both. Damnation. Well, Totem is good. Alright, let's attack for 4. Yeah, even with Damnation, like, imagine if you had 3 lands in play and you top deck the Darkslick Shores and you can't cast your Damnation. That's, like, really stuffing up the critical turn. Alright, well, no exciting attacks here, but we've got some good assurance for if the board does get blown up. And even path our creature in response to ramp our mana as well. Alright. Snapcaster Mage, end step. Targeting Opt. Putting the card on the bottom. Alright, opponent can Inquisition away. Maybe they're just doing this for information. Alright, maybe they have a second Damnation. Let's see what happens. I don't really care about them dealing 2 damage to us with Snapcaster Mage. I'd rather leave the path in hand. Okay, so Cryptic Command then. Jesus. These paths can get taken out, or they just lose. They got a flying chump blocker like Vendilion Click, like Petty Theft, / Brazen Burrow. Another Snapcaster Mage. What's that gonna do? We've got flying. Cling to Dust. Oh, they can gain life by exiling a creature here. Okay. So we put them to 2. Jace the Mind Sculptor, sure. So we can actually make our opponents shuffle their library here. And it concedes. Alright, easy life. Not sure what the plan was after getting Jace out there. It seems sort of odd, like they need Damnation or they need Cryptic, and it seems, yeah, a bit bizarre. Alright, so good cards are going to be Teagues, Leylines, and Heroic Interventions. Cards to potentially take out. Path and Spirit Link look pretty medium, and maybe like A-Core Spirit Dancer. I wouldn't put it past this sort of deck to have Engineered Explosives either. Might just remove the Spirit Mantle and go for 2 Gadok Teagues instead of 3. Alright, that'll do. Alright, so no Leyline and no green mana. We can't keep this. We have to mull. Well, at least there's Leyline there. This hand gets pretty destroyed by a bit, but it plays around Liliana. It's pretty bad against Damnation. We're up a game. We're on the draw. Let's risk it. I'm going to keep. Put on the Dryad Arbor here. I think I'd prefer to fetch it than play it from hand. But it could keep like a hand super centered around discard effects as well, and then would just be in a very good spot. Of course, their hand could just have no discard spells and just be full of Damnations and would be in trouble, but yeah. We'll see. We're up a game. We'll see what half their deck they draw. Alright. Turn 1 opt during their own turn. Putting the card on the bottom. Alright, so good news. We're going to be able to cast all our spells that we ever draw. Unless we continue to draw Daybreaks. Alright, there we go. On the board. Opponent missed a land drop as well. Just gonna get... No. I sort of want to get Dryad Arbor there to pressure their life total. And they'd be like incentivized to Fatal Push it, potentially. But I decided against it. I think we'll just be playing into Remand if we cast a spell here. So, let's go for it anyway. If it's Remand, it's better than it being Mana Leak. And then we get it out of the hand of our opponent. And we can continue to progress the board after that. At least in like an Aura light hand, if we resolve Daybreak, it gives, 3 power, which is a significant stat boost. Don't mind that. Let's see what happens. Alright, big Think Tank and then the Remand. Hit in. Opponent plays Op during their own turn. And they're playing Field of Runes, so I guess we just get like another Temple Garden here. Make sure that our mana is always good, right? So go for Daybreak again. I guess they're going to counter it with Remand. And then Mana Leak. Oh, that sucks. And now we can play around things like Damnation or Jace the Mind Sculptor while playing out a Gadok Tig. But Gadok Tig's pretty powerful to have down. Hopefully they don't have the Fatal Push. Field of Ruin on my Horizon Canopy? Sure. I guess that's indicative of them having push. Yeah, okay. Well, we can finally apply some pressure. I have the feeling they have Damnation. Alright, see how we draw. Okay. So probably pretty low chances to win from here. Oh no, clinging away our Griff Spoons. It's probably better for us to target that rather than the Spreading Seas is random. Rather than the like Rancor, which is in hand. Wow, double Spreading Seas? Dude. What are you done? I guess we played into what our opponent was doing pretty well. Now we know that they have Mana Leak as well as Raman though. Well, this hand's pretty brilliant in the face of Field of Ruin, but we do have Heroic Intervention. If we draw a Slippery Bogle, we can use the blue mana to cast it. I think I'm just happy letting that happen. I don't think I want to fight with my Heroic Intervention. Seems... That's also giving them information. I'd rather them be like blind to the fact that we have that card. Grave Titan, when it enters or attacks, make 2 zombie tokens. Alright. So we'll be able to resolve like a bunch of stuff here if we find something. No, we don't. Alright, let's concede. Damnation into Grave Titan. Alright. And the Spreading Seas were a bit random, but not the worst thing. I think we just run the same list back. Alright, let's go with the same thing. I guess another card to be concerned of is Plague Engineer, so... Alright, let's keep this. Mana light, but threat heavy. Opponent mulliganing to 6. We're guaranteed to resolve our first aura. I'm probably going to go for the Hyena Umbra, get the Totem Armor down early. Oh, the jig's up. They know about it now. They'll probably take Ethereal Armor. We got 2 instances of Totem Armor, right? And Heroic Intervention. So we got great hedging against Damnation here. Yep, so they take the Clock Aura. And... we blank. Get in there. Alright, so perks of playing the scout out first, which I did think about, was obviously being able to play the Bogle off the other mana. Dude, I don't even think we want to play the Bogle if our opponent has Damnation. We do have that down already. Guess it's better if they have Liliana. Yeah. Alright, instead of attacking into a Snapcaster chump here, but we really need a pressure. Blanking on lands like this is just horrendous. Jace. Oh no. They're fate sealing us. Oh wait. They targeted themselves? What are they doing? Why did they target themselves? Seems very odd. Well, we can't kill Jace, so let's just attack them and let them have their Jace for now. Cracking the land there plays into potentially like another Spreading Seas, but I think I need to pressure a little bit here. We now have flying to get around, I guess, Creeping Tar Pit, Snapcaster Mage. Even if they play the Titan, we can attack through that. Cracking land. Are they doing something for 5 mana, or are they just attacking? Consume the meat. Destroy each creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. They can't be regenerated. Alright, well, Totem Armor will work on that. That is a random card. Just keep pressuring our opponent. Wouldn't you play Bontus before you play this? Oh, this is an instant? Why did they do it during their turn? Alright. More Totem Armor. Alright, let's attack them. Hold up Heroic Intervention. For potentially the 3rd Wrath effect. Opponent getting some value from Jace. Inquisition, well, in response, let's fire off this Heroic Intervention. Suppose they can counter it, or they can... Oh, they can counter it and cast Damnation, but... Yeah. Guess make them have it. Alright, we have Hexproof Indestructible for this turn. So if they've got another Consume the Meat, they can do it during our turn. Maybe that was loose. Alright, let's attack. I should be playing out a Grisbane there. What am I doing? Oh god. Alright. Tilted. Opponent can't crack a fetch land now. We still haven't seen a single cryptic command, which you think would be pretty heavily in their deck. Inquisition. Liliana? Oh man, come on. Not like this. Alright. Alright, enter hard mode. Enter Dryad Arbor mode. They can block with a creeping tar pit. I don't really like going for Dryad Arbor there, but now I wish I had. Yeah, I think our opponent's got us. That Liliana was brutal, and we haven't drawn particularly well. Obviously being stuck on 1 mana for a long time hurt us. The critical turn where I could have Griff Spooned and I didn't, but it looks like they had the mana leak anyway. They're just drawing an extra card every turn with Jace, so this is going to be very hard for us. I'm not sure they actually need to put anything onto the board. Pretty much our route is to draw double mana and then get a Dryad Arbor, put the Griff Spoon on the Dryad Arbor, attack in the air and win. We just sort of need to have Jace do some work. Putting card on the bottom. Okay. I don't really care about either of these cards right now. That's a card. That's a card. How do I resolve it? Can pay for mana leak, but I can't pay for anything harder like cryptic. I guess we just go for Leyline and try to bounce the counterspell. Try to eat the counterspell. But then if our opponent pluses the Liliana, we're in bad times. Snapcaster mana leak. No. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just don't pull the trigger. Maybe I just play the Bogle and hope. We're like super dead here. Alright. Well, I'm done with this one. Opponent's Jace is like 1 extra turn from ticking up. They topped a Hyena Umbra. But we're discarding our creature and we're boned. Alright, well that sucks. I guess maybe we should have mulliganed that hand. And, you know, also played the Griff Spoon when we had the chance to hit for lethal. Alright, so match 4, won the die roll. I get up against a Taimu. And this hand might be okay. Let's keep it. Normally, Core Spirit Dancer hands are pretty sketchy, but we've got double path, and there's a lot of Prowess running around at the moment. There's a good chance we can just path out their creatures. Alright, so land down, not paying life, pass turn. See what they do. Okay. Let's play out our Spirit Dancer, hope for no jank like spells now. Alright, Spirit Dancer down. Cascade Bluffs. Rip. Alright. And now we're in top deck mode. Alright, that's a top deck. Let's fetch it. And we'll get the Hyena Umbra down. We'll get the Ethereal Armor down. And we'll have Totem Armor +4 toughness and power. Alright, see what they do. Let's try and resolve this Rancor. It resolves? Wow. Sever Exarch. Okay. Let's just get rid of that before they can Kiki. Oh, actually, maybe we hold it. Yeah, that might be a bit hasty. Maybe we hold the path and wait until they Kiki Jiki and try to copy the Exarch. It's been a while since I've played against twin decks. This is essentially like a more expensive twin deck. Crackling Drake, sure. Alright, we pressure. Opponent can chump block a fair bit of this damage away. Just putting that one out there. All these Cascade Bluff filter lands, obviously very pain-free mana base so that they don't just die to Prowess decks. Super hard. Alright, so opponent decides to Lightning Bolt us, start pressuring our life total. Looks like they've decided to try and win the match the old-fashioned way, maybe. Alright, let's fetch out our land. We're going to play around Blood Moon here on the main deck, which would be semi-reasonable for them to have. It would probably hurt them at the moment, but you never know. Let's just play out this other Totem Armor here. And go to attack. Another Deceiver Exarch. Alright. So I think it is worth going for it there. Like slamming down the extra Umbra effect. Because our opponent could choose to like chump block with this in the following turn, and then obviously we want to be able to trample enough damage across to kill them in 2 attacks. What are they doing? Wow, cryptic. Okay. So here I assume my opponent's going to Lightning Bolt, so I kind of want to leave Core Spirit Dancer in hand. No Lightning Bolt. Alright, here's the Kiki Jiki. So we'll path in response to the trigger here. Take some damage. Hello. Just shock this in case they have Mana Leak. Our life total is pretty low now though. Remands it to hand. Alright, what you got, opponent? You got the Lightning Bolt, you win. Opt, you win. Alright, cool. Alright. So Opt buffs the Crackling Drake's power, and then they get the win off that. Seems difficult to board against. Hushbringer seems good because it like shuts down their combo. Core's good because it just pressures their life total. Gadok T can stop them from casting Cryptic. What's my mouse doing here? It's freaked out. Alright, we have mouse control back now. I'm feeling like what we're doing is sort of overboarding a little bit. I think like minusing 1 Core Spirit Dancer is probably as many as we want to minus. Maybe it's okay. Alright, let's take out 2 and we'll bring in 2 Hushbringer. Take out the Spirit Links. Going like too hard against Blood Moon is probably bad. Opponent can have Anger of the Gods. Let's take out 2 Growth Spoons. Alright, that'll do. We'll go with that one. Keep? No. We have no auras other than Daybreak. Alright, we'll mull. Alright, I guess we keep this one, but it's pretty uninspiring, unexciting. What did our opponent do? Opponent kept 7. Pretty unexciting. We have like some assurance against Anger of the Gods, and that's really about it. That'd be a good one to resolve, but it just dies to bolt at this stage of the game. It's a tough spot. I want to pressure as hard as possible, I think. But then that leaves this creature vulnerable. I think we just have to pressure. Like, soft pressure here. Otherwise, we only have 2 power and we can't really attack into anything. The main reason we lost the last game as well was because our opponent's Deceiver Exarch tempoed us. Alright, so here I'm just not going to play anything and we'll let our opponent have a wasted remand. They might opt or something. Or lightning bolt face. No, they just had a wasted turn. Alright, that's good. Reasonable as well. That's tragic. Attack for 3 again. Deceiver Exarch, untapping Spire Bluff Canal, and just chump block. Let's play out our other Bogle here. I don't like playing Hushbringer without having the Heroic Intervention up there. Obviously, I'm letting our opponent eat the Slippery Bogle for free here. Sort of a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Hopefully this resolves and they try to bolt it or something. Remand, that's not good. That's not good at all. Spell Snare as well, dude. I don't think we sideboarded optimally. Heroic Intervention seems like way too much of an overboard here. Now they just fucking Kiki and win. Oh man. That's awkward. I guess we go down again. What do we do? Keep our ley lines in instead of the Heroic Intervention, which is pretty loose. I don't know. It's a tough deck. We didn't have the interaction, and our opponent just comboed out. And in the match 1, we kept, I guess, a pretty bad hand against them with the Core Spirit Dancer, maybe a loose keep even. And then they just tempoed our Dryad Arbor. And we were fortunate to draw the fetch land, but they just got to tempo us for free pretty much. Alright, so match 5 here, opponent keeping a 7. I think we can do better than this. It's just pretty not exciting. I guess this is technically better. Bottom of Rancor. Much prefer if that was a Glare Cover Scout, obviously. Shivian Reef, oh god, what are they doing? Sleight of Hand, is this Storm? I guess our best hands against Storm usually involve Core Spirit Dancer, so this is semi-reasonable. It's gonna be difficult to verse Storm without Graveyard Hate. We pretty much like our hate for Storm is Damping Sphere and that's it. Well, we need them not to have an answer for Core Spirit Dancer. And then we need them to also not combo off and kill us. And they've taken a bit of damage from their mana, so we might actually be able to kill them just off Spirit Dancer, maybe. It's probably a 2-turn kill though. If we're on the play, we probably would be able to win this, but on the draw, it's super weak. Please tell me they're just using the Grape Shot and killing Spirit Dancer off of Opt here. Manamorphose, oh god. Here we go. Ritual, 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 ritual. Brawl. 2 cards in hand. I mean, maybe they just take a breather for a second. They probably have the Past in Flames and can cycle some more stuff in their grave, but they're deciding how much they want to cycle. Adding blue, so they got the gifts then. I think I'd feel better about this combo deck if it was like more difficult for them to combo off, because they literally just gifts and they get double ritual, Manamorphose, Past in Flames every time. They probably don't need the double rituals here. They probably get gifts, Past in Flames, Manamorphose and a ritual, but like yeah, Grape Shot. But like it's not a hard combo deck. So we'll put Grape Shot and we'll put Manamorphose in the graveyard, and they've probably got the Past in Flames in hand already. Yeah, there it is. Alright, cool. Cool. We just lose. There's no point waiting any longer. Like, it's literally pointless. It's not gonna happen. Alright, so Leyline and Gadok Teague are your good cards here. Usually you bring in Graveyard Hate, but I'm not running any at the moment. Spirit Mantle is sort of slow. Spirit Dance is probably good. Spirit Link is probably weak. And Creature Removal is really not very good here. I'm just going to take those out as well. I'm just going to try and ignore them and race them and hope for the best. It's not a good matchup. If we have Graveyard Hate, we can look to be a bit more interactive, but we don't have it. Look, if we lose off this hand and not drawing the second land, we lose. But this is a very good Bogle hand, so I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to take the loss on the chin if we lose this one to not having 2 mana. Alright, we do draw land. That's really good. We'll get our high number here. Sometimes they're bought in Anger of the Gods. Although, probably that's more the sort of thing they'd do on the play than on the draw. I suppose, actually, Griffspoon's the better line there, because it allows us to resolve Daybreak next turn. And to get past a chump blocker. So the Theron Visions, they put 1 card on top, 1 card on bottom. We draw Ethereal Armor. That's just more damage than Daybreak. Isn't it? So we can get 4 power by adding Daybreak. We can get 4, 5, 6, 7 power. Neither of which kills. I guess we just Daybreak. 2-turn clock either way. Might as well bolster our life total. 8 cards in our opponent's hand. Shocking. And here comes the Baral. And here comes the many rituals. Opponent has to go for it here, so either they get us or they don't. Obviously we have the win next turn. Wait. Hold the phone. They're looking to chump block us. Alright. I'm down. Let's Griffsburn. Probably should have played out the extra ethereal armor there. I don't think it's going to matter. Alright, sweet. Wow. Alright, we are extremely lucky then. So here we're going to play the same list. We're probably going to look for a hand which has Leyline or Gadok Teague. And hope that said hand is good. Alright, well this has Gadok Teague. Let's keep it. Alright, we have a chance here. Here comes the Serum Visions. Opponent is scrying 1 top, 1 bottom. Strangely enough, I can actually just get the basic forest there. I don't think it makes too much of a difference though, because then we'd just be tapping Horizon Canopy for white instead. And we have like 2 green cards in hand. I think if they're killing us, they're not killing us fairly, they're killing us big, so second Serum Visions bottoming 2 cards. Opt is bottoming 1 card. Okay. So to play around Anger of the Gods here or not. They've bottomed a lot here. There's a reasonable chance they've gone for interaction. I think we just jam the Teague and make them have it, right? Even if we play out double aura there, we can't like play around the Anger of the Gods because we only have 3 toughness with Ethereal Rancor. Okay, looks like the Teague might be doing good stuff. So, all things being good, we get the win by attacking next turn. Opponent can have cards like Repel, but they can't cast them, so Echoing Truth would be the card. Manamorphose. I guess they're going for it now. They can't cast cards with X or CMC of 4 or greater, though. So Grape Shot, going for the Teague. We might actually have lethal. We have 3 power with our ethereal armor, so if we draw any aura, we have lethal. Come on, top deck. Alright, that's not what we're looking for. We get another buy though. Alright, any 1 mana aura off the top, please. Opponent concedes. We don't have the win there though. What were we drawing? Core Spirit Dancer? Yeah, because we only attack for 9 there and put them to 2. And we don't have the win. Alright, well, I'll take it anyway. Opponent, maybe just had a hand of nothing too exciting and just that was too much pressure for them to deal with. They did bottom a lot with their scribes from the 2 Serum Visions and the Opt in turns 1 and 2. So maybe they kept a loose hand and were digging. I'm like just a little bit shell shocked to actually beat Storm there. It didn't feel like we were going to. Alright, so list wise, I think you saw in matches 1 and 2, we were very well placed against our opponents that were Prowess. Spirit Link, I don't think we've actually seen it once in that entire league. I know we boarded it out a lot in matches 3 through 5. But there's still game 1 where we might have potentially drawn it, but we didn't. But that's okay. Daybreak Coroner's the better aura to be drawing, and we drew that plenty. Sideboard wise, I think we're a little bit weak by not having Graveyard Hate, but as you can see, there's not that many Graveyard decks running around at the moment. There's not that much control doing Cryptic Command and Mystic Sanctuary locks against us. Against Storm, we still have a pseudo game plan with Teague Leyline. Other than that, yeah, Force didn't really see that much action, but you need at least 2 of these. Otherwise, you just verse a Tron deck with Ensnaring Bridge, or just any Ensnaring Bridge deck, any Chalice deck, and you're in like a world of pain from that point. Yeah, League felt pretty good. I think our losses were more due to variance than like poor deck construction or decision making. Potentially in that one match where our blue-black opponent was on 3 and I attacked for 2 with a Grist Spoon in hand. That was probably the only misplay that I'm thinking of in the entire league that comes to mind at least. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought down below. If you're new, subscribe for daily content. If you haven't already, come find me on Twitch. There's a link in the description. It'd be great to hang out and get to know one another a bit better. Thanks all for watching. I'll see you next time.